Mike Pence malfunctioned at a completely cringeworthy town hall on CNN last night. This is absolutely beyond belief. Former Vice President Mike Pence had a really bad town hall on CNN last night in which he, among other things, got a lady's name wrong and then just went silent for 5 seconds. Really, really odd. The bigger question is why he's even doing town halls on CNN right now. You might say, well, it's because he's maybe running in 24. Maybe right now the predictive markets don't look very good for Mike Pence. So check out this clip. This is one of the wildest clips I've seen. A lady named Andrea asks a question and Pence calls her Barbara. And then it gets really weird and Pence appears to malfunction. Now, I admit, I watched this about 10 times last night. I was laughing so hard to myself, I almost woke up my sleeping baby daughter. Check this out. Now, the Andrea's last name is Barber Dansby. So Barbara wasn't completely pulled out of thin air, but her name isn't Barbara. It's Andrea. When Andrea corrects Mike Pence, he sort of seems to freeze and glitch. It was almost Trump-like. Check this out.
And this freedom based on Roe also continue.
Barbara, thank you. I represented Madison County in Congress for many years.
That's Andrea.
It's nice to see you.
That pause was not, I did nothing to doctor that very, very strange pause. This is a Kafka-esque moment. I know. It's been months since I brought out Kafka-esque. This is unbelievable. Barbara, thank you. Then my name's Andrea. Good to see you. And then he says nothing. Let's just take it in one more time for its full cringeworthy glory.
And this freedom based on Roe also continue.
Barbara, thank you. I represented Madison County in Congress for many years.
That's Andrea.
It's nice to see you. You know, when
Oh, dear God. Okay, so it was only downhill from there. If you can imagine, that wasn't even the worst moment. So the first actual question that Pence got, it was such a softball that I thought this was all going to be a waste of time. Look at how soft this question is.
Whether you love him or hate him, former President Trump, now candidate Trump, is a polarizing figure who brought controversial issues to the forefront of American politics. How does the country move past the polarization and find common ground solutions to these important issues facing this nation?
I mean, Pence's answer doesn't even matter. That's the prototypical softball question. And of course, Pence has no idea how to bring the country together. He's part of the evangelical right-wing movement that has sowed division in the country for decades. Pence is completely unqualified to answer the question, but so soft. But then it actually got kind of interesting. CNN actually showed Pence video of the gallows where Trump supporters wanted to hang Pence on January 6th. Now, Pence has developed a sort of demeanor during these moments where he will sort of like pause and act like he's thinking very deeply and it's very, important what to say. It's all contrived, but it's still interesting to confront him with this video. Check this out.
I want to take you back to that day. Take a look at the video over here.
Yeah.
That, of course, was the news hanging outside the Capitol that day, and rioters were calling for your execution, chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." Almost 2 years later, is it still tough to... There's some of the video of the Hang Mike Pence. 2 years later, is it still tough to see that and hear that?
He's thinking now.
Jake, it saddens me.
Sad.
But that day it angered me.
Yeah.
I must tell you, when the Secret Service took us down to the loading dock, accompanied by my wife and my daughter Charlotte and our Secret Service detail, I was determined to stay at my post. I told the Secret Service that I was not leaving the Capitol. I didn't want to give those people the sight of a 16-car motorcade speeding away from the Capitol that day.
Right.
But frankly, when I saw those images, and when I read a tweet that President Trump issued saying that I lacked courage in that moment, it angered me greatly. But to be honest with you, I didn't have time for it.
Yeah. It's all just very strange. And I get the idea that what Pence is trying to do here is sort of like project strength and calm and an unwavering demeanor. But at the same time, it all continues to be sort of like, you realize the guy you worked for almost got you killed, right? I mean, not literally almost, in the sense that, of course, he had Secret Service protection, but his followers wanted you dead. This wasn't Democrats. This was your side. And then at another point, the town hall almost gets like an intervention type vibe.
If I were you, I would still be livid with Donald Trump. I would be so furious. And I know you're a measured man.
Right.
But are you still angry?
Well, I must tell you, the president's words and tweet that day were reckless. They endangered my family and all the people at the Capitol. And I was angry. But you know, my Christian faith tells me to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
All right. So then he just goes into Christian stuff and says, you know, we forgive and so on and so forth. So the question, why was he doing this at all? I don't really know the answer. The betting markets now on the question of who will win the 2024 Republican nomination have this, quite frankly, as just a race between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. And Mike Pence is sort of like in a tied for third position alongside Nikki Haley and Glenn Youngkin. So what this means for the future of Pence, I don't really know. But it was certainly interesting to hear where his head was yesterday. And it's all very, very strange, and remains to be seen whether Pence will actually run. But he's just a strange guy, I think, at the end of the day is what I'm realizing. He also appeared on Fox News. Let's take a look at that appearance real quick. One of our sponsors is Monk Pack, making amazing granola bars and the nut and seed bars that are chewy, sweet, and delicious. But I especially love them because each bar has only 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 net carbs, and about 150 calories. Perfect if you do keto or low carb, or like me, you're just trying to stay conscious about sugar intake. You get the satisfying, crunchy, salty, sweet experience you were looking for without the sugar. Monk Pack comes in flavors like sea salt dark chocolate, caramel sea salt. They launched 2 new flavors, which are great: peanut butter cocoa chip and dark chocolate cocoa. I keep Monk Pack granola bars and nut and seed bars in the pantry at all times. They're great on the go, for a quick snack while you're working. If you don't love them as much as I and our team do, Monk Pack will refund all of your money or exchange the product, whichever you prefer. Go to monkpack.com and you'll get 20% off your first order with the code PACMAN at checkout. The link is down below.